keen to face the change in your role.
Gonna review the new Deakin album, Sleep Cycle. Even though this album came out much earlier this year, I'm gonna review it anyways because I feel like it's just worth a shot, really. If you're the kind of person that watches this channel, you might have heard of a band called Animal Collective. They're one of the more idiosyncratic bands out there. They're known for not really sticking to a specific style of music, and they don't really stick to a specific lineup as well, or at least just in the case of Deakin, the on and off member of Animal Collective. However, Deakin, kind of being that on and off member, has surprisingly managed to put out a solo album that's a little better than the actual Animal Collective record this year. And maybe that's kind of an unfair comparison considering they were trying to go for two completely different styles, but in terms of just being more fascinating, being more interesting, and having a lot more of that Anko-inspired magic, I think that Sleep Cycle is my preferred record over what Painting With was. This thing is like a really beautiful, pretty, midnight listen worthy album. That's only 6 tracks, but those 6 tracks are very, very fulfilling and full of just very enchanting, magical sounds. With the exception of the track Shadow Mine, which kind of acts as an interlude. But even though it's kind of like an interlude that's a little more minimalistic, it's kind of a little bit more subdued than the rest of the tracks, I still think it's a nice cool down after the first 2 tracks, which are probably the most impressive. So perhaps after being hammered with these 2 tracks, one which goes on for 6.5 minutes and the other which goes on for 8, maybe you might need a bit of a cool down. The first track, Golden Chords, has these beautiful acoustic guitar arpeggios coupled with Deakin's soothing and gentle singing. The melody is absolutely stunning. And then you've got the track Just Am, which is much more magical with its ambience. Kind of has these twinkling pianos. It's like walking through an enchanted forest at 12 a.m.
These words attach, some words like stone, you find with time.
And in the last 3 tracks kind of do have that more unexpected and spontaneous and slightly more, maybe not abrasive, maybe not noisy, but it's just the more musically challenging side of this record that kind of reminds me a lot more of what Animal Collective usually do on records like, let's say, Here Comes the Indian, or maybe the track Grass on Fields. But yeah, back to this Deakin album, Sleep Cycle. I think it is a fantastic record. Only 6 tracks, and yet it really does impress me. 33.5 minutes, and yet considering the content of the record, I'm very inclined to give this an 8 out of 10. So yeah, let's just put it there.